Ooh, smooth.
So usually I tell customers that these ukes are virtually indestructible. Today we're gonna kind of test that out because I'm a man of my word. Ready? 1, 2, 3. Let's see a scratch. All right, Kalei.
Oh my gosh.
It's auto tune.
Oh, out of tune.
Oh.
You're gonna have to buy a tuner if you drop it.
Ukulele Review Podcast.
The Kala stood out to me just because I remember them hearing less vibrant in the past, and maybe that's when they were called the ASAC tees. But I mean, I don't know.
Well, the string difference too.
Yeah.
Oh, that's another thing.
That's carbon strings.
I keep forgetting that part
Yeah.
of the equation because the strings
There's more tension on it. It's
Yeah.
a denser material.
it brings
Thinner
out a better
string, too.
life to it.
Yeah. Yeah, sometimes if the strings aren't gonna drive the top enough, then it's gonna like smush it down a bit. So if you have something that has a little more
So
tension on
you're
it-
not showing the full potential that it could be.
Yeah, if it's like a heavier build and you use light strings on it, you're not gonna get the full moving out of the soundboard, so it's gonna kind of squash it.
Joel, pull your mic a little bit closer.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then it was nice hearing the appeal with the tenor with the high G because I'm so used to always hearing it with low G.
Yeah.
That it was cool to hear it as a high G,
Yeah.
and it sounded great. Sounded great
Sounds
too.
good.
You know.
It maintains like the tone and volume that you normally hear.
Yep.
Yeah.
And also with the pono, they're usually always with the wound third on the C. But I think it's going to be a newer thing for them this year, or the newer shipments, to be no wound Cs anymore. To be the just a plain C. And I think the main reason was that there was more complaints usually with the. I guess people don't like the sound of the squeakiness.
But they're not
sometimes.
expecting it. Like if they didn't notice it in the photos or the specs or anything, I think it's, you know, the stock string sets don't usually come with a wound C.
Well, and also like a lot of like our customers would call that a low C.
Oh
because
right,
it's
yeah.
wound,
Yeah.
just like the low G is normally wound. And then I would have to tell them, no, it's not a low C, it's a
Same
normal
pitch,
C,
right, yeah.
but it's just nylon wrapped in metal.
Yeah.
And so, yeah, I'm glad it's going to be more of a plain set now.
Yep.
I kind of like the stock with the wound C on some of those.
You know, me too.
Yeah.
Honestly,
I don't know. Something's
Especially
a
when
little
it's
warmer
low G, so you
about
got just
the
like
nylon.
2 and 2.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
and
I like
people
that.
ask a lot, why do ponos come with a wound C? And I always tell them, it's like that string set was designed to bring out the best of that instrument.
I mean, that was the original way that they did it in Hawaii for many
Yeah.
years.
Even
The
with
wound
the-
C was like almost all tenors.
That one.
Yeah, so for this demonstration, we didn't want strings to be different, so we put all high G fluorocarbons, and most of them have the Ko'olau Aho set. We're gonna start setting up the listings to have that as an add-on for, people that like that a little bit brighter, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, it just seems to sound more open. It's like the best word I can describe. And it's not like one is closed when it's not
Yeah.
having the fluorocarbon, but there just seems to be more vibration or something. I
More
don't know.
That's what it is.
Yeah.
More sustained, better consistency.
More overtones, I think.
Yeah,
Somebody might hate it too.
that's
Not
fine.
everyone's gonna
That's-
like it.
Yeah, that's fine.
I mean,
yeah.
personally, for me, I don't use them.
if you like the sound of Aquila, that's cool.
Why
that's
why
cool,
don't
man.
you use them, Kalei?
What's that?
I mean, what about it makes? I mean, because you use a nylon Diodario set.
Yeah, I mean, I always tell our customers, it's like it depends. Your string set depends on your instrument for one. What type of sound, complements the tone of your instrument, your ukulele. And then when it comes down to the player standpoint, it also depends on like your touch. Do you play hard? Do you play soft? Do you play with nails? Do you play with just the flesh of your fingertips? And then all of that comes into play. And for me personally, nylon strings it maintains a consistent tone even when you start to play really, really hard. And that's one of the things that just never worked for me when I tried out fluorocarbon strings, is when you start to dig in, it's already bright. So it works very, very good if you have, I wouldn't
lighter
say like a
touch.
very soft touch, but just more of like a more gentle feel to your music. But when you start to dig in, it gets overly bright. And so
So you like the dynamics of
I like
nylon.
the I wouldn't say the dynamic range of nylon strings.
You like the way it handles.
I like how it's the dynamic range as far as
Oh,
tone is like
almost compressed a little
almost
bit.
compressed,
Ah,
because it's always gonna sound warm.
yeah.
And for me, I don't have a particular style
Yeah.
to play, so like I always switch between fingertips and nails, and because of that, I need an extra warm set of strings. But that's just me.
No. I mean, it's funny because I find that a number of different performing musicians that playing ukulele do choose a nylon set.
That's what
And-
Abe did too, right?
What's that?
Because Abe uses the Mahanas. That's what he said.
yeah,
He kind of said a
and,
similar thing, yeah.
Jake and Aldrine and a number of the top guys, but I thought it was almost because I tend to like the way it reacts once you're plugged in, because there's like a kind of brightness to the fluorocarbons that once you amplify that can tend to get harsh. If like Tobias has a really like graceful touch that he can.
I don't play with nails, so
Yeah.
I just I kind of get my warmth from the tip of my fingers instead of from the strings. I
And you
guess
use fluorocarbon?
I use fluorocarbon. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
A specific set?
Right now, I used to use the Anui Nui ones, and I've used a repackaged set that the Miami people made. I was like a repackage of a worth strings.
We'll have to give you some Kolau Ahos to try.
I should try.
You know, all of these are almost the same.
But
Slightly
I
different
figured out
density,
that
maybe.
if I have a mix of the Pepe Romero sets, if I take the A string from the high tension Pepe Romero set,
Don't tell people. No.
and then the
If you
three
do that,
other
you're gonna
strings
sound
from
just as good as
the
Tobias.
low tension strings set from Pepe Romero. I combined those two, and
so
that
you gotta
works
buy two
pretty good.
sets to accomplish what you're doing?
Tobias Elof signature
I don't
set
know.
coming up. Pepe Romero.
I'm not fully
Pepe, I hope you're watching.
Yeah. He'll package
finished
that.
trying out. I think
bet he'll
I
package
need to
that.
try out more stuff still, but
No, but he also likes his sound to be like a frosty, starry night. Something
exactly.
like that. Yeah.
I'm not from Hawaii, and I like to just play it as I guess I've always done since I was a kid. But
You have
I
a
just
amazing
raised
sound
with
that
Nordic folk
Inui
music,
Nui.
basically.
Yeah, no.
Yeah.
That thing, it just matches what you're going for beautifully. Love it.
Well, thank you.
Yeah. And you can sound like that too. If you get a Nui Nui UT200.
Where do you buy those now?
set.
From it's not on the
Please.
website, is it?
Oh, well, they'll
The
be back in
Moonbirds
stock.
sometimes are.
There's one concert in Kakaako.
We have actually 12 coming. And for the first time, 4 of those are going to be the US 200. So the soprano.
Ooh.
You never saw such
Oh,
a
yeah,
fancy
yeah.
soprano.
Oh, yes. Is it going to have the same design?
Yeah, it's going to sound like a frosty, starry night. You better bet your money. Nah,
It's gonna
I
sound
don't
like
know.
a concert.
We'll see. Yeah, I know, because even the concert sounds really big.
Yeah.
Yeah. And they sound like a tenor.
Yeah. Kalei was actually over there as they were designing, helping them out.
But I remember like back in.
I mean, giving feedback and stuff. And
It's actually
awesome.
been. I was actually lucky during the time they were, trying to finalize the design for the Moonbird models, and I was in China, but my sponsor for that tour was Anui Nui at that time, and the owners, you got Johnson and Raleigh, they had a couple of new models, and they showed me 2 of the Moonbird models. One was designed, they're both designed by 2 different people. One of them, which is the one that we are currently, that was like eventually became the final model for that series of instruments, was actually a partnership between a very well-respected luthier in Japan with Anui Nui. So they used his style of bracing, and eventually that became the Anui Nui ukulele. And I remember, before probably when I first met the Anui Nui team in 2011, me and a couple of ukulele players from here went up to Thailand for an ukulele festival, 8 Ligrimus, me and Aldrin Guerrero, and we first met them, and we're just giving them feedback on what most ukulele players are looking for, especially the ones from Hawaii. And they, over the years, they just like did their work and went through so many different designs and came up with this Moonbird model. And when I played that model, I looked at them and I was like, this is the one that you need to get to Hawaii, because the Hawaii people will not only appreciate this, but would actually love the sound and would really want to play it.
and the Danish.
there's not too much ukulele crowd in Denmark. But maybe, I don't know if there's space for high-end ukuleles in Denmark.
Was there a big difference, like between them? I mean, enough for you to say this one, right? I guess. No, I mean with Kalei, because you were saying there was different designs.
There was some different prototypes.
Yeah.
I do
Yeah.
remember some different prototypes. Yeah.
Like the guy in Taiwan.
Yeah, like he's called Liu Chiwei, and he makes.
But this Japanese luthier was just above and
that
beyond.
was I think that was
Yeah.
the X bracing that they
right.
got.
Yeah, that's what they are using.
Because
for.
that's what makes it really special. That the bracing
Yeah.
is like an X with some kind of. Is it called some kind of volcano X bracing or something like that?
They have all this fancy stuff
volcano.
Yeah.
going on, and
Yeah.
I mean even the spruce top is.
I didn't
kinda
get the
Yeah, and
memo.
it's moon spruce. I don't know what that
Swiss
really
moon.
means.
Well,
for the
that's a real
sound.
thing. It's harvested during the full moon.
Yeah, but does it
cycle,
sound
and
better
that's
because
when-
of that?
That's when it's supposed to have the least amount of sap. Like,
Okay.
I don't know. I mean, there's
Okay.
some scientific reasons that people think so.
Nice.
It's not going to make as big of a difference as, the person it's, playing it, but
It doesn't have powers.
yeah, maybe. If you're a lunatic.
There's only one way to find
Your
out.
level of playing depends on how much your instrument.
If you play it in a full moon, in the right cycle, it's just gonna light up, and all that energy from the moon is just gonna go straight in your
Yeah.
instrument. and
Just
it's gonna
gonna
rip.
it's gonna
End
empower
up
it.
being a lunatic.
I feel like it's getting late enough for the conversation to just devolve into some
Like
kind of
whatever you
craziness.
want.
Yeah.
I was just gonna add to it because I was thinking I really thought that just out of the box, because these haven't got set up by Joel and team yet, that there was a significant higher level to the Romero creations and the Ponos. Right out of the box, they actually feel good.
Yeah.
I guess it's
Action
less of a difference with
Tempo.
Kala imports and Islanders and stuff after they go through our setup team. But I mean, you guys can feel
Romero's were really comfortable.
yeah, right.
Wow.
It was.
I like the
collar was
slender
pretty
neck
high.
too, and
Yeah.
they got a
Very
great
comfy.
thing going.
Super comfy.
Balanced tone. I guess the standouts in volume would be like the Islander from the spruce, the Koaloha from the acacia, and maybe the I don't know what did you guys think was most open? All of the mahogany sounded really good.
I think the Islander and the Kala, and maybe that Koloha for volume anyway.
Yeah.
And for intimate
it's okay.
sound,
I got
the Peru
Pepe.
Romero,
Yeah.
Yeah.
it's very
Intonation was. Like,
And this
spot on.
acacia pono.
tasty.
So, all right. So we threw them. So okay, here, take this over so I can.
Hello. This is a test. Oh, you want to hear it first?
How is it?
It's so good.
Aloha, this is an ukulele, and right now it is tuned. And now it's gonna go inside of an Oahu black hard shell case, and we're gonna beat it up. But we're gonna see if it's still in tune. Maybe. Uno,
Not a scratch.
And ready to ship out to a customer.
So we do this for each and every order.
This uke is going to customer order number 10006.
If you're wondering what takes 2 weeks, look, okay?
This is just the final step in the process. Don't worry. All right. So next we're going to do a canvas covered hard case.
Alrighty. Safety belt off. And oh, there's some kind of crack down here maybe. You see something here? It's still in tune though.
She go.
Yeah, everything is intact. But there's a minor scratch here, I would say.
10% off.
Yeah, special deal.
So, let's end this podcast by getting a performance from Zoë and Tobias.
God, sorry, I'm rambling. Shall I introduce it? Did you do the levels already? Or?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. Yeah, so this is a song called Gumusservi, which is Turkish for when the moonlight is glistening on a large body of water, which is because I googled that. So I'm assuming it's the sea. And I got this, I'd already written the song, but then I found that word and it completely fit. But the song is a love story between the moon and the ocean and how they follow each other but never quite get to be together. But how that's still beautiful in some way. She wore a trench coat or a skirt. They followed each other around the earth. Glowing at night, she sways in the day. But when the sun shines, he's nothing to say. She wore a veil and he wore a cloak. When she outshone the stars, he'd mirror them both. A harmony hidden from fierce eyes of crows. For their darkness would drown all the love that they know. had to have for he had a comb. As the fog had dispersed, he guided the way home. She rode a storm, lost her heart on a whim. If only it rained much closer to him. This is impossible. It is if you believe it's true. How is this possible? Just believe in love like how I do. He is the moon and she is the sea. They followed each other for eternity. Never quite reaching gaze from afar. But they yearn for more and it's all in their eyes.
I don't know about this one, but
Nah, just drop it. It's fine.
Nice case. Maybe there's a nice uke inside. Yeah, still in tune. Yeah.
Sweet. Let's try higher.
Yeah. All right. So fourth floor.
can you take me higher
That Creed?
to a place